Hey guys, welcome to the third Whiteboard Wednesday from Online X. I'm Rhys, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the third aspect of the digital marketing media positions that we've been talking about, and that being paid digital media, or paid online marketing. So remember, previously we talked about your owned, your earned, and your paid right at the beginning, but just contextually again, owned is everything you have control over, your website, your Facebook page, the content you produce there, but not the content that other people, they comment on you, they produce for you, and they share to your page. That is not within your owned sphere. That might sit more in your earned sphere. Now remember, earned sphere is like brand love, developing advocacy and ambassadorship, is turning your users into your sales force, essentially, if you want to think about it like that. We covered these two in the organic segment in the last video, and today we're going to break out into the paid aspect of this digital marketing position. So remember, contextually, whenever you want to think about paid, you just ask yourself the question, did I have to spend a media budget on this? Did I have to pay Google, Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, premium display network? Did I actually have to fork out some money for the right to reach people, reach new users, and then get them to interact with my site or my content, etc. So it's usually, or is, over and above having your own Facebook page, having your own website, etc. This is about actually accessing a network of people via an ad system, and getting them then to take some form of action on your website. Your paid media is usually very outcomes based. So whereas your organic might have been engagement orientated, interest orientated, awareness orientated, your paid media tends to be very, what can I get a user to do that's of value to me as a business? So remember, digital is this transactional environment. Users want value and the business wants value, and it's what they give each other that actually makes the whole thing work, essentially, like any transactional environment. So paid comes into the mix when you say, right, let's talk about an e-com store. You need to generate more sales. It's a highly tangible, highly specific outcome. I need to sell a product. So whereas your organic and your awareness might be a little more generic to about the type of business you are, etc., paid says, right, I want these people who I believe are interested in this product type to purchase my product. And I want you to get more and more of those people. All right, so that's the whole point of using a paid network, is there are these smart systems, these learning systems. But before we get into that, some basics on paid. Paid is obviously driven by budget, driven by media spend, which you can see over there. The second aspect of paid, which is where I get really excited about it or really interested in it, is the targetability. So from anything from basic demographics, location-based demographics, gender-based demographics, age, to interests, what people appear to be interested in. Do they like gardening? Do they appear to currently be in the home buying process? Are they fanatic online shoppers? To your more work-based, so if you talk about LinkedIn, you talk about the companies people work in, the industries they're in, their skill sets, etc. And what it does is it gives you access to this enormous database of people that, owned is not the right word, but accessible by Facebook, LinkedIn, and Google. And it says, well, cool, tell us what you're looking for. Pay us for it, and we will produce your content and your ads in front of these guys. So you're paying for the right to access this network of people, these people who match a interest segment, demographic segment, something that your client said that would make them ideal customers or potentially ideal customers. But within that set, you're also competing against other people who are going after the same target set, going after the same people. And that's where it comes into this aspect of bidding for the right to access these individuals. And there's generally two basic models that we work on, and that's a cost per click. So the cost per every click that a user would take, click a link, click an ad, click an image, and then the cost per mil, which is the cost per 1,000 views of an ad. And usually what you would find is that your cost per click model works in sort of like a search environment, like Google Ads, also in Facebook, in your conversion-based campaigns, traffic-based campaigns. And then your cost per mil, your CPM, works on your display networks, where you've got your visual creative and you're sending it out across a large network to get as much exposure as possible. So these are your two bidding, your basic cost management or cost aspects for your paid media. But there's an interesting concept or idea within paid where we talk about quality. So the idea is simply that not everybody has the same amount of money to spend, but you should be able to produce high quality experiences, content, get people to engage well with your brand. So the idea of quality plays a part in your bidding process. If you can get your, it's called the ad rank or quality score for your ads to be higher than your competitor, that gives you the opportunity to compete at a similar level to them. So remember, when we talk about paid, we're talking about spending media, we're talking about a bidding-based system to reach highly targetable people, highly targeted audiences, and then use that to drive specific outcomes. So with paid, you wouldn't be more, in your organic space, you can be a little more generic or a little more general. With paid, we're saying be specific. So brand awareness, having a massive increase or a good increase in brand awareness can be a specific objective for a point in time, and you can use paid for that. But you must have a specific outcome, and that's where paid will really come into play for you to become really invaluable. Now, having said all of that, and now we're at the end of the first three-part video series, I said right at the beginning, as much as these each have their own space, as much as they each have their own, specific specialities, outcomes, when it comes to digital, they work better together. Now, that doesn't mean you have to do everything equally, but knowing that using all of them rather than siloing them from each other will have a much better overall outcome than trying to just use paid or to exclude. You can't really exclude owned, but let's try, you don't focus on earned, or you don't focus on any of your organic. They tend to play off each other, and having a holistic strategy moving forward as a business will stand you in much better stead than trying to just do the one or the other, and particularly to do them this one this year and that one next year, and then you're going to have a very broken strategy. So remember that these both have, the organic and the paid both have specific outcomes, they have specific uses, but they work really well together. So guys, that's it for today. That is just the basic summary or sum up of these three legs of the digital space that we've been talking about, and the media types that you can use. In future segments, we'll break these out into actually talking about the different ad networks, the different organic strategies, etc., with different people and specialists. So just want to say thank you very much for joining us again today, and we will hopefully see you in the next one. Cheers.